Hi guys, it's Deanna and welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to give you my second trimester update. I'm just about 6 months now, but we are pushing third trimester. We're making it, guys. It's going great. Second trimester, I have a lot more energy and a lot less sickness, which is awesome. It did take a minute to kind of build back up though. So if you don't remember or you are new to the channel, I did do a first trimester video and I will link that below. Don't worry. I was really sick for the first, couple weeks of the first trimester. So not the first, I started around like 6 or 7 weeks and it lasted. I was sick all of January through like mid-February. Not all day, every day. January I was sick like all day, every day. But then it like tapered off and it was just in the mornings. It was still annoying though, and I felt like I couldn't eat much, and I really couldn't. I could eat like 4 bites of something, but whatever. But that did go away, thank the Lord. So by the time we went to New Mexico mid-March, I wasn't sick anymore, and that was awesome, and I could eat real food, and that was also awesome. And if you missed that video, also linked below. But so, March, April, and now May have been really great. I've had more energy through the day to do normal things. I can eat normal meals, and I have been just eating normal sized meals. I get really full really fast, actually. Cravings have been sweet. I know I'm having a boy, and the old wives' tales myth things are that sweet means a girl, but I'm having a boy. I was craving milk like crazy and hibachi. Not all at the same time, but I still don't like pickles, so I'm breaking that old wives' tale as well. So at this point, baby is about the size of a baseball glove. Apparently my uterus is the size of a soccer ball. It's crazy to me that it takes this long for the baby to get this big and like weigh a pound. Like he just started weighing a pound when we went to New York. We'll also link that video. By the time I was halfway, he still wasn't weighing a pound, and that was normal. And I didn't realize that. I thought like 4 or 5 months, people would be like, oh, you're pregnant and it's obvious. Not in a bad way. In the next 90 something days, in my experience, it's been okay. When I first got pregnant and was, feeling like a zombie, could only eat crackers and Gatorade, it was hard, but luckily that was at a time where my job wasn't very busy. I'm not on my feet a lot, so I don't have that problem either. What do you think? How's pregnancy been for you? Mia has joined us now. She wants to talk about brother. Working while pregnant has been pretty easy for me. Like I said, I'm not on my feet a whole bunch, so that's pretty okay. I have to remind myself to get up and walk around though. Otherwise my back hurts. It also hurts if you stand too much. I have to remind myself not to lift things and to bend at the knees and not the waist, But I get tired really easily, especially mid-afternoon, which I know is a normal time to crash, but I get really tired, especially if it's hot in the building. So Texas is getting hot and the building is really old, and that makes me really cranky and really tired. So I have to remind myself to like breathe and drink a whole bunch of water and not be mean to people. It is difficult, and I say I'm gonna quit like twice a week to my husband, and I'm not gonna quit because I do like my job and I like to work, and I would be so bored if I didn't work. It is, stressful things are a little bit amplified to me. Those hormones are kicking in. Second trimester symptoms have been pretty normal. I'm tired, having trouble sleeping, starting to get hungrier, going to the bathroom a lot more, I'm thirstier. My back and my hips have been hurting, but the chiropractor has really helped with that. Something my doctor recommended was going to the chiropractor if they can do prenatal, so I do recommend that as well. It's been nuts. Hormones though. Hormones are kicking in. I cry at cookie dough commercials, and I cry when I can't remember words because I get so frustrated. Baby brain is real. Holy cow, you guys. I can't remember, like in the middle of a sentence, I'll just lose it. And then I get really frustrated, and then I cry because hormones. Oh my God. The hormones are wild, or like, I don't know, I just can't think straight. Sometimes I really do feel like I'm losing my mind. I won't lie to you. And it's very frustrating. And so I cry. And then I get frustrated that I'm crying, and so I cry more. How is that fair? But my husband has been very sweet, and will just sit there and stare at me or hug me and say, it's okay, you're pregnant, you're growing a human, and that's amazing. And I've had to remind myself of that a lot. I'm gonna get real with you guys. I said I've been doing pretty well, and I have. And with those hormones though, there's been a lot of anxiety and stress that I usually can handle pretty well, and I haven't been handling it well. I get really overwhelmed and really frustrated really easily, and both of those things now make me cry, like automatically, and I can't stop it. To not be able to feel like I'm almost like I'm going through puberty again and relearning how to control my emotions and not just cry. So that's a little frustrating, but it's normal. I've had to remind myself, and Joseph has had to remind me that I'm growing a human. That is amazing. Like, there is a human being in my stomach right now, and he's living. Like, his fist is the size of a gummy bear. That's so cute. This specific human cannot be formed, cannot grow, cannot live without me. And that's amazing. Your body goes through so many changes in this process, and you hear about it and you kind of think you're maybe prepared, or like you have some idea. Or I had a friend, I have a couple of friends that are currently pregnant, which is fun, or just gave birth, and you know, they would prepare me and warn me and like, hey, this is something that caught me off guard, or like, this is what's going on right now. So I was like, you know, I feel pretty prepared, and like, I'll ask my mom questions, and you know, whoever wants to talk to me about it will tell me things, and that's great. And so I felt fairly prepared, like I, you know, kind of knew what to expect, and it's just different to go through it. I knew my stomach was gonna grow. I knew that I was gonna get emotional, but I did not know that I was gonna get what I was gonna be emotional about. And I did not know that I wasn't gonna like pickles. Something else I didn't really expect was to be so stressed about everything. Lately, thinking about, as we're, you know, preparing to move a couple weeks after I give birth and then have Joseph go away for a year, I have a lot to do. And I haven't even gotten to process Joseph leaving for a year because we're moving a couple weeks after I give birth. So we have to sell stuff and sell our house and pack up our crap before I give birth, because I sure as heck can't do it afterwards. And that has been so overwhelming and stressful. And even though I feel like we have plenty of advance notice and we've been doing really well, like, I will just cry about it. So I'm stressed about that. And then I get stressed about like, oh my gosh, what if I do something in this first year to totally screw him up the rest of his life? It is going to be all my fault. And then, you know, other things happen in the world. I'm like, how do I explain that to him? And I did not realize how much that was going to weigh on me. So that's something that I wasn't really prepared for, and has been a little overwhelming and frustrating, and it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. So another question I got was, can you feel him kicking yet? And how far along were you when you felt the first kick? I was 14 weeks when I felt the first kick, and that is super, super early. And it was just one. I just felt this little, it felt like a bubble pop. I just knew what it was. I just knew. And I don't know how else to explain it. It's like somebody went like this from the inside, and that was it. And then I didn't feel anything for a couple weeks. I think it was until 20 weeks, and then I started to really feel him. And now I feel him a lot when I eat, or when I'm reclined a little bit, mainly in my pelvis. He's sitting real low, and he just likes to dance on my bladder and in my pelvis. It's kind of funny. I get poked a lot. He's getting a little stronger. Every couple weeks I'll get a big one where you can like see my stomach move. Joseph's gotten to feel him a couple of times, which is fun. I'm still not feeling him like all the time, or like really big motions, but he's just now 1.5 pounds. So as he gains weight and strength, I'm sure I'll feel it more. It's really fun to feel. I wish I could explain it better. I just can't. I try so hard for Joseph, and I'll like poke his arm. This is what he's doing, but I know it doesn't feel the same. It's like, imagine this, but on the inside of your pelvis. But it's a fun little feeling. Sure, it won't be that fun at 38 weeks in the middle of summer in Texas, but it is kind of a magical feeling, I won't lie. Another question you guys asked was, how has your marriage changed since you've been pregnant? I don't feel like our marriage has changed. Our conversations have changed, but I have been a lot more stressed and a little more frazzled and sensitive, obviously, hormones, and that has kind of changed the way we resolve things. So like we'll start arguing because I get frustrated and flustered and overworked and whatever. I've had to really sit down and be like, I don't know why I just got so upset, or I've had to really stop myself and say, I don't know why I'm so upset right now, but I cannot continue this conversation or it is not going to end well. And so like, it's really our marriage. I don't feel like our marriage has changed that much. I have needed a lot more reassurance lately about everything being okay. But Joseph has stepped right up to that. And again, our situation isn't that normal. Most people don't move 3 to 4 weeks after giving birth and then have their husband leave for a year. So this is our life, this is what we signed up for, and that's what we're gonna do. We have a really big focus on having fun. That is very important to us. So, whether that's going out to dinner or going to a movie or taking our trip to New York or whatever, that's something my parents taught me. It's something my mom is very passionate about, and she wrote a whole book about it. Check it out, it's also linked below. It's a great book about marriage, and My mom is not a counselor, she's not a therapist, she's not a psychiatrist, she's not a professional marriage anything. She's just very passionate about staying in love, and she wrote a whole book about it and interviewed a whole bunch of different couples in different situations, and it's really cool for all walks of life. You know, you do it when you're dating, why should it stop when you're married? And so I had that example to grow up with, and we've been really fortunate that we were told that. Something else you guys asked me was, what's the scariest thing to you about becoming a mom? If you're talking about like having the child, I'm just terrified of giving birth in overall. I feel like there are just so many things that could go wrong, and I have no way to know how to get through them until I'm just there. I have no way to know what's gonna happen until I'm there, and that whole thing is just terrifying. I also don't like the thought of IVs. They really freak me out. I don't do well getting my blood drawn. The poor nurses at the hospital. I'm horrified at the thought of being in labor for hours upon hours upon hours. Hopefully that won't happen to me. So if you have any birthing and labor tips, something that you feel like really got you through it, please send them my way. But then being a mom, if that's what you're talking about, the biggest, the scariest part to me about becoming a mom is, I told you I cry about everything, is not knowing what it's like. Having no way to know what it's like until I'm there. And that just starts over every day. You know, day one, I give birth, and then day one, I have this newborn baby that is now relying on me to live completely, totally and completely relying on me. Okay, so I get through day one, and day two is totally different, and day three is different than that, and then it just starts over every day. Every day that whole thing starts over. Like, there's nothing that I feel like I'm never actually gonna know what to do, and I'm not, and I know that that's a thing, and parents say that all the time, and like, you're just winging it the whole time. But I don't like not knowing. I don't like not having any idea, and I'm just so afraid that I'm just never gonna have a clue. But luckily, I mean, I have a great mother that I know will be there for me, and a great mother-in-law as well that will help me, and we've got friends now that are there for us, and friends that we'll meet along the way. So future friends, I'm excited for you. But I think that's the scariest thing, is just not knowing, and knowing that I can't really ever know what's gonna happen and how to fix it. Thanks for watching, and if I didn't answer your question or you think of something else, please always feel free to message me on Instagram or comment below. I'm always here for that. I'd love to interact with you guys more. If you have ideas for future videos that you'd like to see, something you want me to talk about or something you want to see me do, hit me up. I love suggestions, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.